why these ancient Vedic people talked about the planets like they're gods. I mean, we look at them, it's like, it seems bewildering. It's like, what do you mean gods? They're just these rocks moving around. Why are they God? Why are they called gods? And once we start discovering this, you're going to realize why and how sacred life is, and how the universe is really that sort of divine matrix. A couple things. Do you realize, like, just ask a few questions. Anybody have any idea, like, how fast we're moving, like, right now? Like, how fast the Earth is turning? The Earth is turning, at the equator, the Earth turns about 1,000 miles an hour. So if we're at the equator, the aggregate speed that the Earth is turning is about 1,000 miles an hour. At the pole, it's 0, so we're about maybe halfway. So right now, the Earth is spinning about 500 miles an hour. Seems pretty, doesn't seem like it, does it? Seems pretty stable, doesn't it? Do you know how fast the Earth is going around the Sun? About 70,000 miles an hour. I mean, do you realize this is happening? This is what happens all the time. You're on a big rock. It's tilted. I'm not going to get in so much into obliquity and seasons and all. That's a bit too much. But we're on a rock that's kind of tilted back, and it's spinning at its axis 1,000 miles an hour, and it's hurtling around the Sun at about 70,000 miles an hour all the time. That's just what's going on right now. Feels kind of, doesn't feel like it, does it? Kind of looks like this kind of flat thing that we're kind of standing on, and it's just, stationary and solid, but it's this incredible thing that's going on. And from just that is pretty incredible to think about, that the precision and the beauty of what just the Earth and its orbit, and what that implies, the intelligence behind that. And I'll tell you, it didn't really, it didn't happen overnight. Anybody know how old the solar system is? The sun and the moon and the planets, how old they are? Anybody know? Huh? It's about 4.5 billion years. 4.5 billion years. Anybody? So 4.5 billion years, let's say it's like a timeline. Let's say it started here, right? Say this is 4.5 billion years, okay? And let's say now we're here, okay? For the first about 2 billion, there was nothing, as far as not even a single-celled creature. Not even a single-celled creature for about 2 billion years. That means not even a microbe, nothing. For about 2 billion years, nothing. The planets were there. Sun was there, moon was there, Earth was there, planets were there. But there was no life yet. About 1 billion years later, we got like a single-celled organism. Then about half that time, then a double-celled organism, which is something like 2 cells doing something. And then it started to condense. And then at 500 million years, 500 million years is when we really started to see life explode. And that's about here. So about 9/10 of the time that we've been on this, that this has been happening, there wasn't even really, when I say this is when it started to explode, I'm not talking about tigers and plants. I'm talking about sponge or a piece of coral or something actually like living, like swimming, like we would see it, like crustaceans and stuff started around. And then more advanced life forms, dinosaurs, and all that was like way up here. Way up here. Okay? And then at about 100 million years, we got, this is when like the last dinosaurs died out and we started getting sophisticated, like the sophisticated sort of life forms that we recognize now. That doesn't mean people necessarily with consciousness, because we started getting like the walking upright, like Neanderthal man and people like that was at about 100,000 years, which is about 1/10 of this. But, or 1/100th of that rather. But we actually started to get sophisticated life at the very end of this whole sequence of sun there, earth, moon, planets, all doing their thing. And it took this long for them to create these incredible bodies we have, where the genius of creation and and the patience of time and the redundancy of the genius in our body is shown by this timeline. It didn't just spring overnight. This is why we can abuse our bodies and do all these terrible things to it, and it still is resilient, because we have the genius of 4.5 billion years, not only in our physical body, but in our consciousness. The refined levels of consciousness didn't come until since 100 million years, but then even more precise, the last 100,000 years or so. Does that make sense? This sacred vibration that's been set up, this harmonic energy pattern is where astrology really has to begin, because these grahas, the planets, are the keepers of our karmas. They've been there for what we would consider time immemorial. We can't really consider things much older than this. This is back about as old as the universe as we know. We don't see things much further back, or we don't really have reference for things that are much older than this. And the reason these grahas, these planets, are considered deities is because of this energy patterns they've been carving in space-time continuum for all this time to create this. And so what we are is a composite of okay. You could just put a towel there and I can wipe it off when I need to. Okay. So when we look at an astrology chart, I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but when we look at an astrology chart, the thing I want you to understand is it's not that there's you, this thing, and there's the chart and the planets doing things to you. Like, they're up there doing things to you, and you're down here trying to get them to do things you want them to do. What it's showing is your karma has created, or let's put it this way, the impact, or let me just say it like this, it's kind of tricky. All of the energies of life originate from the planets, and I'm going to talk about what those specific things are as we go forward. But they're the origins of all of the energies of life within you.